Hey guys, I've gotten your feedback. You guys love Overexplains, so I wanted to give another Overexplain for Evolve Shaman. I'm playing and I'm trying to explain every little detail I can and not assume you know anything. So if you guys want to learn more about Evolve Shaman and more the stuff, make sure to check out Jambre's Evolve Shaman guide. He's got a video guide and he's got a Reddit guide, depending on what your preferred type of way to ingest that information is. Make sure to check them out. I got links below. But yeah, if you like this content, also I do coaching, so feel free to send me a private message on Twitter if you're looking for coaching. But anyways, thanks guys, and hope you guys enjoy. So I'm looking at the Mulligan stats. So on coin, we're on coin. Interestingly enough, Mogu Flesh Shaper is one of the top cards on coin, which I believe because often they're playing stuff and you're coming back. Sludge Slurper on coin is horrible. I think people don't realize it because the rogue just goes hero power and it denies your ability. So really, you just want to get weapon. But I think Mogu is a keep. I'm looking at the stats for rogue right now. You can see on coin, it's one of the top cards to keep. So I think I'm going to keep Mogu here and throw. Dread Corsair is also a keep, but I think I don't like keeping it without weapon. I think that's too greedy. I have to decide between these. So I'm going to keep Mogu here, but I'm going to throw everything else away and look for weapon. So Cage Master Custodian and weapon here. So now we have a hand that's very good at, like, if we get weapon, about like letting them come get ahead on board and coming back. So okay, now we have weapon. So really, like, what's our plan here? Our plan is to get the weapon out, let them get ahead on board, and then do a big swing turn. That's how we're looking to win here. So I always have the interesting option here. And this is sometimes actually a legit option to just hero power here, to not hero power here, because I give them backstab miscreant outs. That being said, I don't think it's that big a deal. I don't think it's worth playing around. Also, we have the option to go coin this Bogspine Knuckles. But I think with this hand, I don't think we're going to be going off until like turn 5. So if we did this, the problem is next turn we would nothing, and then we'd want to be doing a turn play on turn 4. And I think that's unlikely. So I think I want to be going Lightning Bloom Weapon on turn 3, hero powering on turn 4, and then looking to do a swing play on turn 5. So I'm going to just hero power here. Here for a good time, not a long time. So, see, things are much harder for Rogue going first because it's much less likely. I'm going to be doing a Lightning Bloom weapon play here. I'm looking to set up a turn 5 Mogu play. So we have also 2 chances to draw a good top deck. But if we can get a Mogu play, that'd be really good. So I'm going to equip here. I'm not going to hit here. I don't want to use the weapon charge. Rogue is very unlikely to run weapon removal. And I also don't want to kill their minions because I have Mogus and Sea Giants. So I want their minions to stay alive here. So I'm just going to pass here. So 3 lessons exactly.
Give me a quest.
And I noticed when I explained my thoughts. Okay, so our opponent is doing a questing play. This is a very strong play. It's right before they know this is right before our big turns. And so this is how important. So we're hoping if they don't hit any card to play here, we're actually we can actually deal with this by going Broomstick, which we're kind of sad about, but we kind of have to do. So this is a spot where, on one end, we'd like to save our broom here and our coin, but realistically, this guy's got to go, and that's a really lucky top deck because now we can clear off this 1/2. So we're kind of changing our game plan here, but this is actually an interesting spot where I'm debating whether I even play this at all, because the reality of playing it is I'm going to kill this off and make our Mogu weaker. So the more I think about it, I think my instinctual play was to go Dread Corsair Broom and kill this off and clear the board. And I think it's the natural play. But as I talk about it here, this is why I always do better when I'm over-explaining. It's actually probably better to leave this alive and go for a Dread Corsair Mogu play next turn, because that's like the only thing we can do next turn anyways. So I'm going to go Animated Broomstick here. I'm going to trade into this, and I'm going to hit this. I'm going to keep the weapon of the Dread Corsair in my hand here. And hopefully get a Mogu play next turn. But we have to kill that questing. That questing will just absolutely wreck us if we do not clear it. Oh, not killing the questing, I've done that play many times. It always gets massively punished. Okay, so this is actually a really annoying minion for them to hit here. Because the damage it does. So let's think. This actually massively complicates things, unfortunately. But I still think we can actually just be just fine. We just have to kill off some of our stuff. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get as many things down as possible here. We got 2 mana Mogu, 1 mana Mogu, 1 mana Sea Giant. I don't know if my placement's right here, but I trade here once. Actually, I could do this trade here, but then this Mogu dies, so I think I'm just going to be greedy here and hit this. See if we hit anything good. Ooh. So we hit a big board, but we didn't clear their board, so... So I could have killed that off and killed this off, but both of my Mogus would die, so I'd have 2 less 10 drops. So, yeah. So see what we did there is, instead of just like kind of fighting for a board, we let them kind of play more stuff. Ooh, this is actually really bad, because our opponent is kind of said, and rightfully so, like their best chance is to just delay and go for the win here. And this is a really good play from them. So now we have to go Sludge Slurper, and we really want... we would really like to hit... oh, that's really good. That's really good, because now we can clear this. So now I have to decide whether I want to hero power here or not. So because we can get a random 6-drop, or we can get a 1 in 4 chance to hit a taunt, or even a healing totem's pretty useful here. This is actually a very tough decision, because there's a lot of good 6-drop taunts, but also taunt and healing totem are both useful, and taunt is 2 extra life basically. So let's see how much damage we have on board. So we have 12, 22, 28. So the advantage of getting a 6-drop is increases our chance of getting a 2-turn lethal as well. So this is actually a very tough choice. But I think I'm just gonna pass here. Okay, so now we have 35 damage on board. So if they don't have lethal, they have to clear off some stuff. So looks like they're gonna go for a Shadow Step play. Never Kartut. I know, right? Kartut would have been game winning there. Maybe we could still lose to like some sort of sap play, but oh my god, dude, our opponent is just it's disgusting. So I mean, this is the good play to do, and they're just going all in here, like, and we don't. There's nothing we can do. We can't hero power. We can't do crap. So we pass here, and we hope they. We hope they don't have lethal. Eviscerate is lethal. It's very easy for them to have lethal. We're losing. They get off the top here. They're going Secret Passage here. Yeah, the best mage. So we lost. But so you could see, yeah, it was rough. And that's the power of, I was recently coaching a student on this deck, or no, on the Rogue, and I was like, keep Blizzard, keep Frost Nova. Those are very, very powerful in this matchup from our opponent's point of view. So, didn't win that one, but you could see it was an interesting game. We're playing against a Druid. I'm looking at the stats going first against Druid. So, interesting enough, so I'm looking at the stats, and you can see Sludge Slurper is not actually a high-performing card. It does not look like a keep. And I think what the stats are basically saying is you need Boxmine Knuckles and you need Desert Hair. So I think I'm gonna keep Desert Hair here with our hand. and try and hit this. I'm gonna throw. So it's actually weird though, because Lightning Bloom's up there too. So I could keep one of these. It's a very interesting. But Cage Max Custodian is so much higher. So I think I'm just gonna throw away everything and just look for Cage Max Custodian, because it's just a thing of like all these cards are kind of like good once you have weapon, but if you don't have weapon, they're basically useless. All right, well, we hit all tons of weapon stuff. So if we knew we were going to get this hand, I'm obviously passing because we have no plays. So next turn. So. All right, so we're going to go Cage Max Custodian here. The advantage of it going over Tour Guide is one, it does not float mana, and two, it draws our Box by Knuckles. You want to get the Cage Max Custodian out quickly because if you top deck Box by Knuckles, it will not give you the draw because we only run 2 weapons. So I'm going to play this. It gets minions on board, which can do damage to our opponent's face, and it can also draws our weapon and uses all of our mana. So it is efficient tempo play. Okay, so this is an interesting spot of whether I play Tour Guide or not. So I think I will. So there's a negative of playing Tour Guide whenever you have Derailed Coaster, but I think we're not going to get Derailed Coaster for at least 3 turns. So I think I'd rather have with a 1/1 here, to just do a little bit more incremental damage against the Druid. Also, the off chance we top deck a Lightning Bloom, it's nice to be able to get another thing evolved. Actually, it wouldn't matter for that situation though, but our opponent has a rough hand. That's a play they're not happy to make because they're losing the 3 this. So okay, all right, we hit another Cage Max Custodian. There's an interesting case of whether we not play it, and do we use our hero power here? I think I want to go Cage Max Custodian here to get that evolve on this, but there's, like I said, there's a case for not, but I'm going to. And I'm not going to hero power here because I want to get the guaranteed hero power on our evolve in case they do some sort of clear here. The best thing case scenario is we get a 1/1 and do 1 more damage. So, and the worst case scenario is we lose a 2-drop. So I think. Okay. All right, this is an interesting spot of whether or not I want to, because I could go Box by Knuckles and hit here, and I think actually it's right because of the fact that we have Mogu play next turn. Or no, because we have Horde Pillager to follow up, so we want to get as many hits as possible. But there's like a weird case for not. It doesn't matter which one I equip because they know I have 2 in hand. So, all right, I'm going to go face here. And I'm deciding if I want to hero power here or not to get the random 2-drop. The disadvantage is, like, I have Mogu and I'm always doing this next turn. So I'm not exactly sure if this play is right, but I think I'm gonna just hit with these 2. This might be wrong. Ooh, these are actually really good normally, but maybe bad in this scenario. Yeah, but I'm not really playing around Doomsayer here. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm intentionally trying to like secure more minions. Oh no. I did not expect this. Okay. Wait, you gotta be joking me. All right, chat. This is when you curse Blizzard and you demand that Cobalt Sticky Figures get nerfed. That's the play here. Oh my god, dude, 8/8 and a 6/6? This is just bull crap. Oh my god, guys. Alright, guys, I don't know what to tell you. This is not, this is, now, so we have to figure out how to play from behind here. And I don't know what to do. We're taking 14 next turn. There's no real plays. Alright, so I'm going to equip weapon here. I'm going to pass. And I'm going to hope for a miracle next turn. We can do some stuff with maybe Derailed Coaster. So I'm not hitting the weapon here because I don't want to go hero power, and there's no point in hitting for 4. But yeah, this is pretty brutal. I really don't know how we win here, guys. So we're gonna go for an evolve and then hope to broom it up. So I have to decide which minions to. Oh yeah, we get this, which is kind of nice. So let's see. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minions with this. So let's do. I don't think I can afford to weapon hit the minion, so.
Here for a good time.
So I'm gonna
Not a long time.
let's see. We have a good amount of damage on board here. I'm gonna trade here.
Mortals are so squishy.
I don't like my positioning here. I gotta make fast turns plays here because I'm running out of time. Oh my god! Dude! Dude! Okay, I know I'm not doing the greatest, but it's overexplained. So, that's what we call playing to our outs, guys. We were way behind, but we went for a interesting, risky play, and it paid off. So, we got the high roll. I was thinking like getting something and brooming it with a 10 drop, but we got the high roll there. And this is why you don't quit, because our opponent can get really lucky, and then we can get really lucky right back, which we did. So we're right back in this game, boys. But yeah, I didn't want to hit the minion there. Now, if I had known I was going to get that bunny there, I wouldn't even killed off the 6/6. But yeah, that was pretty great. So now we're in a really good position to win this game. Like they've used both their Twilight Runners. They haven't done any ramp. So we're in a really good spot to win this game. Misplayed my yeah. So like I said, if we knew, but my standard plan there was to do a broom and kill off the other thing. Now in a scenario where we only could win with the bunny, we would not actually kill off the 6/6 because we would just play to that out. So sometimes you play to when you only have one out that wins, you want to do the play that maximizes for that out. Okay, so I'm gonna trade here first, and then I'm gonna go these guys, and I'm not going to get the hero power in here. I like how we still haven't hero powered, and I could go Horde Pillager here, but then I would lose the second equip, which seems a big mistake. And I just want to put maximum pressure on here, and also another advantage of not hero powering here is we don't risk the Doomsayer out. So they're in a rough spot here. They have to do a very big swing play. But so
my hand overflows.
So they need to like remove multiple things here for 2 mana, which is very difficult. Like maybe like double Nature Study. What's the 1 mana spell where you heal for 5, and then get some sort of absolute miracle play, which I don't even know if their deck has. So basically they're gonna die. Dude, this is gonna be such a good Overexplain game, because it literally we were ready to give up, and then we exclamation point detox. So I haven't eaten in about 48 hours, a little over 48 hours. Like I'm going for 72. Yeah.
Let's see.
Looks like so our opponent, the reason they hit this out is they probably left the game, and then now they're going on the forums. So I'm hitting my opponent in the face because I want to kill them, because that is how you win the game of Hearthstone. Ah, dude, what a game. Well, that was a great game. Yeah. Dude, I play so much better when I over-explain, because I just catch myself like from doing so many horrible plays that I do when I'm on autopilot. Okay, so we're playing against Rogue. I'm gonna look up the stats on coin. So you can see here. You can see here that still weapon stuff. Like we had the same matchup earlier. So Mogu, if like I don't think I keep Dreadcourse here unless I have one of these. I could be wrong though. But definitely don't keep Sludge Slurper. One of the absolute worst cards. So if you're keeping Sludge Slurper, which is 60% of people are doing, you're going to be losing. So on coin, you definitely do not want to be keeping Sludge Slurper. I think it's not that great going first as well. It just gets owned by weapon removal. So I'm going to throw away this whole hand. If I had some sort of weapon thing, I would keep Lightning Bloom for sure there. So this is an interesting spot. Tour Guide gets value traded by 1/2. Sludge Slurper gets owned by a weapon. There's no real good winning spots here, so I think I'm just going to take the Sludge Slurper. We don't have a good turn 2 play anyways, and this forces the weapon removal. It's not really a play that we're really that happy about, but it's something to do. We don't want to use coin here. Using coin early is usually almost always a bad mistake because you want to be using your coin to get your box by knuckles out. Sec. So, all right. So we have an interesting choice whether we go tour guide or not. I think it's worth it, but it's actually weird because. But yeah, so we're often going novice next turn, and there's a decent chance we draw weapon by in the next 2 turns. So I think I want to play this out. This allows us to go hero power with a weapon on turn 4. If we're drawing 3 cards in the next 2 turns, there's a decent chance we draw box by knuckles here. So I'm not going to this. I want to get the evolve on the hero power. The hero power doesn't really provide any value here, so I want to keep it there. But I think it's worth playing Tour Guide here. If I had something like Derailed Coaster in my hand, I think that would make that less valuable. But I think right here, it's worth playing.
Give me a quest.
Alright, so our opponent's going questing here. Our very likely response is to go Instructor Fireheart here. One is we could just get a silence. Oh, this is interesting now because we just hit Cage Max Custodian, but we need to kill this. So when your opponent does these questing plays, you need to kill it. So I have to decide whether I want to go Instructor Fireheart Coin Broom, or I want to go like Cage Max Custodian Broom Titanic Lackey. But I think I'm gonna go Instructor Fireheart. It's a little bit more natural. We could hit like a silence here. Okay, so we didn't hit anything great here. So I think I take the Molten Blast. It allows us often to, even though this gives us a minion, to get things to evolve, which is useful. But I need to kill this, so we're delaying our turn, our weapon turn for a turn. But we need this to die. This has to die. Leaving the questing adventurer is just suicide. Don't do it. Like you just don't do it. Like you gotta kill the questing. You gotta like it's even more dangerous to leave up than Edwin. Ooh, this is bad too though. So our opponent's playing this. This is a massive value generating secret, but often we can play get a bunch of evolves and still do just fine. Okay, we hit box by knuckles off the top. But we don't really need it. We're gonna go Cage Max Custodian and then go Novice. Make sure to go to Custodian first, because if this draws your weapon, you would get screwed, because then this would draw nothing. So we're gonna do this first. The only secret that this could affect here is though actually plagiarize, and it could also affect the poison guy. So we know it's not the poison guy, so this could be plagiarized, but all these minions are not a big deal from the give. But we'd like to avoid playing spells if we can, but they have tons of value you can generate from this, so they don't really need it. So now we know it's very likely Dirty Tricks. Nobody runs Bamboozle, nobody runs Shadow Clone, so we can feel pretty confidently that they will draw 2 cards. Often if we delay how long when we play a spell, we can do it when their hand is already full and they can overdraw. Some decks don't have that luxury though. Alright, so our opponent is a Paladin Secret, which is rough because it could be like the counter spell, it could be Noble Sacrifice, it could be this. It makes it harder to kill this Shadow Jeweler. We ultimately want to kill this Shadow Jeweler and deny their infinite value train. But it's tough to. All right, so they've played 3 things. They played, they played 2 Hunter Secrets, I believe, and 1 Paladin Secret. So we're thinking like things like Freezing Trap, things like Pressure Play. We want to be thinking about what secrets they're going to play. Snake Trap could be really good if we hit that. So this is an interesting spot. I think I want to hit here first. It stinks when it's Freezing Trap, but we're actually happy when this is, if this is like Noble Sacrifice, we're happy to do this because then we can get the trade here. So it is Noble Sacrifice. Okay. Also, it could be what the Pack Tactics, in which we would not want to hit this. So yeah, see, by doing this one, we are able to play around this Pack Tactics here because last thing we want to do is get 2 Shadow Jewelers. Now we're going to go Box Find Knuckles. It was not Snake Trap. If we hit Snake Trap, we might be able to go Sea Giant. So we're going to go Box Find Knuckles. So this could be Snipe still. So let's see if this dies. It is Snipe. Okay. So we don't get that much of an evolve here. But the weapon hit is very important because we need this to die. So I'm going to take a Hero Power here to get a 2-drop here. There's a case for not doing that to keep these alive. And maybe I should have thought about that more to get a Sea Giant down. But that actually might have been a mistake. So I maybe was just supposed to hit that without doing that. So that might have been a mistake there, guys. But I didn't think about it fast enough. So we probably should have kept that Hero Power to make Sea Giant down, because that's, without a doubt, the play we want to do next turn. So when you have, like, know you want to do a play next turn, you can, like, kind of set stuff up for that. So, yeah, like, if they didn't have this 2-3, we could go Hero Power and get this down much easier. So that was actually a pretty big mistake on my part.
Give me that. Not what I want.
Ooh, this is going to turn out well for us, though, guys.
Choose soon.
Alright, so we can get the Sea Giant down pretty easily here. So I have to decide whether I want to get a free 2-drop or not. I think we're always doing a Corrupted Pitmaster Sea Giant play. So I could go, I can't go Molten Giant. This is why having the Hero Power would have been really nice here. So I could go Titanic Lackey, but I think being able to, in the future, taunt a minion is more valuable than a random 2-drop here. So I think I'm just going to go Sea Giant here, and then I'm going to weapon hit. And we high rolled this really hard. So now you can see the benefit of saving this Titanic Lackey, in that because we saved it, we can often, so they're the, I think we can often taunt this, though it's likely that they will probably put this back into our hand, unfortunately. We need a channel point reward for an even further beyond Overexplain game. Oh, dude, that'd be really expensive. And we win. Nice.